This is a brief video to demonstrate how to upload a product or products to our KMS website with a non-VMS kiosk setup. So if you're using Cantaloupe, Streamware, or Vensis, this will not be the video for you. But if you are not using one of those VMS services, KMS is essentially your default VMS service. So here's how we go about uploading products. And we'll actually be going through 3 different tabs, and they're not in order, but what we'll do is start with product categories. And there are typically no categories, but since this was already set up as a demo, we're going to see some. You're going to add a category, title it test product, and save it. Obviously we've got candy, you can see some of the others. You can make up whatever category you want. Also keep in mind these categories, if you're using temperature probes, will ultimately be the categories that you select from temperature probes, which is a completely different step. But if you're using temperature probes and you want to be able to lock out ice cream if it goes above a certain temperature threshold, then it might be best to create an ice cream category, for example. And we'll cover that in a little more detail in another video. Anyhow, you create your product categories first. Then you'll go to products. Again, think of products as your library of all your products. Now, mind you, you'll see on here the name of the product, code that you may have given it, category, if there's a temperature map associated with it, images, which isn't applicable right now, but will be for other products in the future, and then cost. And mind you, cost is not price. Cost is what you're paying for the product. You don't have to enter a cost. As you see, we haven't done that. But if you wanted to reference it for yourself, you can certainly put it in there. Now, where is the price? Well, that's covered on the second step. So let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. You've got 2 ways to upload products. The first is you can do it one at a time via the add product option. And give it a name, Randy Dan's Dandies. Here you can enter in the barcode or potentially scan it, but just be mindful of the leading 0 that is on a bunch of them. Now you can have multiple barcodes per product if you separate it with a comma, but no spaces, because it treats each space like a null character, so it adds another 0 to it. Just the best practice is you can have multiple barcodes, but they're just separated by a single comma. I'm just making up a barcode here, but now anytime the barcode scanner picks up one of these barcodes, it will associate it with this made-up product. Code is a made-up code, but if you have your own numbering system for your products, or like for example, I can give this the code test 001, just so I know what category it's in and how many of them I have. Or it's arbitrary. You have to have a code. It doesn't have to mean anything to you, but it does have to be unique. So every item could be, if you had 100 products, you would just need the code 1 through 100, which you can do in Excel very quickly too. And then you go to category, and we select our test products, or whichever category you're associating the item with, and then cost. In case I'll say 50 cents. Then we save it. Now, it didn't save because we haven't gotten the save message. What it did is it formatted everything. And really, by formatted, it just changed the 50 cents I put to 0.50. So hit save again. And now that it says product updated successfully, the product will be in the system. We can verify that by going back to products and type in Randy. And there we go, Randy Dan Dandies. So that is one way to upload product, which is one at a time. Not bad if you're only adding 3 or 4, but if you have a whole master list of products, what you're going to want to do is download the product list. Now, since there's already some products set up on this, you're going to see quite a few on here. And again, since this is just the product library, it's going to give you this whole set, but you won't have a column for prices or tax, which will be covered in the second step. Now when you have the Excel document, let's run through each of these as well as the action. An action is one of three things. You can either update a product, you can add a product, or you can delete a product from this list. So you have to select one action. Typically, here what we'll do on this, in this case, is we will delete the product I just made. Since I've used Control F for those of you that are as familiar with that command to do a search, and I clicked on the cell that had all the names. So I found the product I made up, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to tell it to delete. Now if this was a brand new product, I would click add, and everything else you can leave as update. The next category, sorry to be scrolling so much, but the next category is product ID. This is something that is made up by our system, and you do not have to put anything in for product ID. Code, again, is the code that you would make up or assign for your products if you have a number system. Again, it doesn't have to mean anything to you, but it does have to be there, and it has to be unique. So if I'm making up another product, we'd call it, I don't know, soda 001, or I could call it 123, just as long as it's not a code that's been repeated already. A soda, zany soda. So this is the product name, and you can put in as much description as you want. If you want to put in the size, this product name is what will be displayed on the kiosk. So if you want to have sizes, you can, and if not, that's fine. Again, you can't have products that have the exact same name. That'll be called out. You have your categories here. I will call it, well, we'll do 16-ounce beverage. You'll have to know the categories that you have in your system. And we'll just change that since we're making it up anyhow. Alright, second to last, your cost. If you want to put that in, if you don't, you can put in 0. If it only costs you 25 cents, you can put that in. And now, lastly, the barcodes. Now this is a crucial one, because in Excel, I'm just going to make up a barcode here, but I don't know if you saw what happened there, because the way my cells are formatted, I had put a 0 in front of this number. But Excel, by default, reads everything as a number when you put a number in, meaning that in Excel, the number 010 to Excel is 10. It omits that 0, which can be a big problem if you're scanning products or typing them in one by one and you're hitting enter and not paying attention. Here is the thing that is very crucial to do when you're setting up all these products in Excel that'll save you hours of headaches, is click on the whole cell for barcodes, right click, go down to format cells. Now see, it's reading it general, which like I said, will get rid of the zeros. So if you go down to text, it's just going to read whatever you type in. So format as text, click OK. And now this barcode is, now you see when I enter it, the leading 0 stays in front. Again, if you had multiple barcodes, separate it with a comma. Be sure to save your files. When you are done, and you have all of your new products, remember they need to be the command add if they're absolutely brand new. If you're, as you can see, we're not going to do anything to any of the products that already exist. We're just going to put update even though we're not changing information. But if you have an extra barcode to add here, or you want to change the category, you can feel free to do so and leave it as the update. So we'll save this and we'll go to the upload screen, and you can either choose a file or drag it. Alright, so we've chosen our product list. We'll open it, it'll update. As you can see, we added that one new product, which I believe was Zany Soda. We deleted the other made-up Randy Dandy, and the prior products were left. We can verify that again. Maybe hit next here, get to step 3. The upload is complete. Go back to products, and if I look for Randy Dan's, I won't see it. If I look for Zany Soda, it's right there. So that's the first step. Then I'll take you on the second step in the next video, which is how do you get the products to have prices and a tax code, and why are they separated.